Happy Fri-Yay, everyone. How you doing? This is not a Kung Fu Fri-Yay necessarily, but we are talking about Godzilla -1 minus color today. So I guess in theory we're talking about Godzilla -1 in general. All right, same movie, just one's color, one's black and white. So don't go anywhere. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. You won't miss this.
Previously on the Nerdy Ronin Network.
Hey, Squeaky. So, Jeremy Hambley over at the Quartering and Coffee Brand Coffee. You know who I'm talking about? Yeah? Well, you know how much I love coffee. I love coffee a lot. As well as everyone should. And, I partnered up with Coffee Brand Coffee to try their coffee so I can tell you just how good it is and give you a little discount to go along with it. So if you're interested, all you gotta do is go to coffeebrandcoffee.com and use the code NERDYRONIN, capital N-E-R-D-Y, capital R-O-N-I-N, and you're gonna get yourself a sweet discount. And you can try it along with me. I'm waiting for mine to get here so I can try it and tell you all about it. And if you want to try it with me, get yourself a smooth discount and let's try it together. Ooh, I'm excited, Squeaky. All right, let's go. Happy Fri-Yay to each and every one of you out there today, right? And any day, whenever you're watching this, we're glad you're here. And just know this is usually Kung Fu Fri-Yay. And we are talking about an Asian film, but not Kung Fu. Godzilla -1 is on the menu for today, minus color specifically. Before we get to that, like and subscribe if you don't mind. We appreciate it. It lets us know we're doing a good job and that our time is not wasted. And Squeaky Chair, he won't be quiet about the likes and the subscriptions. So we'd appreciate it. In the description box down below are links to stuff we use every day or like, our website, etc. And coupon codes to save you some money on some really cool products that we think you need, that we use. All right? So, let's get into this. Have you seen this movie? Are you a Godzilla fan? Have you watched all the old Godzillas? You tell me in the comments down below. I'm curious. Curious what your thoughts are. I know Bushido Blues really loves this movie. And, I mean, I can see why. Godzilla -1, 2023, PG-13, 2 hours and 4 minutes. Post-war Japan is at its lowest point when a new crisis emerges in the form of a giant monster baptized in the horrific power of the atomic bomb. Directed by Takashi Yamazaki, written by him as well, and Ishiro Honda and Takeo Murata. Starring Munetaka Aoki, Minami Hamabe, Ranosuke Kamiki. Maybe that's it. Maybe for once, I got the Asian names correct. This is on Netflix right now. Both versions, for the record. Now, to be fair, I'm not a huge Godzilla fan. I've seen the original Godzilla movie way back in the day. And I like monster movies. Old school classic monster movies. I love old school Godzilla. And I will admit that Hollywood has kind of ruined Godzilla for me with some of the nonsense they have put out as Godzilla movies. But if you go back and look at original Godzilla and even the sequels done by the original studio that started Godzilla, I mean, the original is kind of like a horror movie and he's the monster. And then at that point, the sequels, they got a little like funny or silly, just not as serious, not so much a monster movie. Sometimes he's the hero that we didn't know we needed. Sometimes he's good, sometimes he's bad. So there's definitely an eclectic mixture of different Godzilla movies for you to watch if you like Godzilla. And the only bad ones, in my opinion, for the most part, all start from Hollywood. Uh, I mean, you've got one where he's not even really tall. I mean, if you look at the aspect of how big he is in the original movie and how he's stomping on cities, man, and it just Hollywood doesn't understand some things. But either way, and this movie, I thoroughly enjoyed it. Now, I did not watch it in color. I went straight for the black and white. And my thought process was that I would return and watch later in color. And I'm not going to. I, I did not enjoy this movie enough for me to sit for another couple of hours to watch the exact same movie in color. And I will tell you what I'm pretty certain ruined this movie for. So I give it a little time and I might. But if you watch this movie on Netflix, please, please, please watch the original with the subtitles. Because Netflix just automatically picked for me and it was in English. And I was like, well, that's fine. I mean, easier to watch. You know, I can pay attention more to the screen instead of trying to read what they're saying. And it was horrible. The English actors or the people doing the English voices, just it was mediocre at best. At best. And the inflections were all wrong. It just sounded silly to me. I was just really disappointed and distracted from the movie because the movie looks fantastic. It's beautifully shot. The special effects are beautifully done, and you believe this monster's gonna kill these people. I mean, it's you're down for it. You're like, oh, this massive giant dinosaur type creature is just starts slaughtering cities and ships and people and eating people and throw like Jurassic Park gore, right? And then you have the voices in English and they completely ruin it. So I guess I'm lying. I need to rewatch it. I will watch it in color and I will watch it in its original form with the subtitles, which I should have done. But like I said, Netflix automatically picked for me for whatever reason, and it just came in English. And I was like, yeah, that's fine. No problem. I did not realize that they made. Now, just to me, the voices in English ruined it. They really detracted from the quality of this movie. I mean, this is a monster movie. This is a horror movie, if you will. I mean, this is close to Jaws level fear with people on boats and see this monster and then suddenly he just comes out of nowhere and eats their boat in half, right? Like this is scary stuff. There's certain moments that really will make you cringe and you're like, oh, jump scare, whatever. But it's so beautifully done. I cannot give this movie bad marks. I can give the English audio like 0 marks, but the movie is phenomenal. The quality of the movie, the storyline, the fact that they did not spend a lot of money to make this and you cannot tell, only serves to show how wasteful and destructive the Hollywood machine is. Where they'll spend $250 million to make a movie that does not look good with subpar special effects. And then they'll spend that same amount on advertising. So they're never going to make their money back for most movies. And then the flip side of that is Indian movies spend a minuscule amount and look beautiful and stunning with great special effects. And Godzilla minus one, same thing applies. Small amount of money, small amount of people doing it, and it's phenomenal. Where's all that money going, Hollywood? Maybe it's time you thought about that. If you've not seen this movie and you like old school classic monster movies or just horror movies in general or monster movies in general, this is a movie you should see. You have no excuse. I wasn't able to get to the theater to see it. I wish I had have gone to the theater to see it. It would have been phenomenal in the theater. But I did enjoy watching it at the house, sitting there just in my own comfortable house. Just, I mean, you might not want to watch look at the subtitles. You may want it in English, but I need to have a discussion with Bushido about this. I need him to watch a bit of the English dubbed and tell me if I'm wrong. I'd like to hear if he thinks I caught it or if I'm just hearing things or something. But it really did, like, took away from the movie for me. All right, that's it. Great movie, Godzilla minus one. I'm glad I saw it. It was well worth it. I still think I will probably buy this physical, but I'm not going to buy the big box set. Shenanigans. I don't have the money for that. And as much as I enjoy Godzilla, I just don't have the extra money to spend on this. Fair? Like, I would like to own it, but I don't need all the bells and whistles. I'm cool with that. All right, for Michael, the microphone, Bob, squeaky chair in the back, and this big fat Godzilla loving nerd. We will be back on Monday. Have a great weekend.